Hi, I'm Jane Dunewald, and I want to have some fun right now. This is the first in a series on the Cornerstones of Creativity and how they intersect with the Creative Strength Training Program, which is an online program that runs starting in March. But I just want to talk about creativity because I think we have such short-sightedness about the creative process in general and what creativity even means. It's everywhere. Every opportunity of your daily existence is an opportunity to figure out something creative about what's going on. And I think my life got a lot happier when I started realizing how much creative control, that sounds like a movie term, but how much creative control I have over how I see the world around me. Because part of creativity, that's what it really is. It's seeing the world in a new way with new eyes because you've practiced. That's what a practice is. So, for example, the first cornerstone of creativity, and there are four, let's talk about those. Curiosity is one, and clarity is one, community and confidence. Let's talk about curiosity right now. I love poetry. I always thought writing was separate from art, was separate from music, but they all interweave. And so I'm curious about poets, and when I find a poet that I really like, I want to know more, and I want to look at a lot of poetry that's been written so I can compare and so I can get a sense of what the voice is for that poet. And so I want to share with you right now a poem by Mary Oliver. Mary Oliver was a big environmentalist, spent a lot of time outdoors, and she tapped into her curiosity by roaming beaches and by roaming fields. And you can hear the curiosity about the world come through in a poem like this one called Mindful. Every day I see or hear something that more or less kills me with delight, that leaves me like a needle in the haystack of light. It was what I was born for, to look, to listen, to lose myself inside the soft world, to instruct myself over and over in joy and acclamation. I'm not talking about the exceptional or the fearful or the dreadful or the extravagant, but of the ordinary, the common, the very drab, the daily presentations. Oh, good scholar, I say to myself, how can you help but grow wise with such teachings as these? The untrimmable light of the world and the ocean's shine and the prayers that are made out of grass. That poem references the simplest of things, and yet we can be curious about those very simple things. I was standing on the sidewalk with my 2.5-year-old granddaughter a couple of months ago. She got down on her belly on the sidewalk and she was looking at something, and I got down close to her and looked, and she was looking at an ant walking along. Now here's the sad part. I thought, oh, how cool, she's looking at that ant, and suddenly, bam! End of ant. End of story. That can be shaped, that behavior, but just that curiosity. We don't want to kill that curiosity. We want to keep that curiosity alive. And as adults, it's really easy for it to slip away, so that we are caught up in the very drab without seeing any of the beauty in it. Now, here comes creative strength training, because that's really what it's founded on. The Creative Strength Training Program runs 10 months, and every month we have features. And one of the features we have that keeps igniting curiosity, at least I hope that it does, is the Creative Eye. And the Creative Eye Challenge is open to everybody. It's completely democratic. We all look for a particular topic. And so one month it might be the color red, and another month it might be entryways and doorways. And our way of sharing with our community through the forum that we have is to take pictures and post them so that we have this huge, at the end of the month, hundreds of pictures of red and hundreds of pictures of entries and doorways or whatever the topic is. And then we can feel that curiosity inside just expanding because we become curious about the images that other people share with us, and we become curious about seeing what else is out there in the world. And that ripples out into everything you do. Your eyes are opened in a way that they don't shut. They're open and you're aware. And once again, we're practicing that. We're practicing being aware, and we have each other to remind us and to encourage us and to be the support system. We've got a lot of other features in creative strength training, but I want to keep this one short and I want to focus on this whole aspect of curiosity. But in the future videos, we'll talk about clarity, we'll talk about the guest creative interviews that we do, and we'll talk about the art tutorial for the month, for the year, which is actually going to be working in a series. And so clarity and community and confidence are all part of the ongoing effort that we make and the support system that we create. And we would love for you to be part of that. If you're interested in finding out more about it, you can go to my website and read about it. And if you just enjoyed the poem, that's enough too. But do what you can to make today a bit more creative. There are so many ways to learn interesting things about the world, to become more curious than we are at this moment in time. And that's what I wish for you on this day at this time.